During the largest water conference in the United States, the EPA and Department of Commerce came together to announce plans to export U.S. water technologies around the world.
Clearly, across the globe, in both emerging and developing countries, there is a great need for quality water products and services. There's a need for water purification equipment, engineering services, wastewater management systems.
Expanding access to these technologies in the global marketplace means more countries around the world working together.
These announcements were made in New Orleans at the Convention Center, a site that had looked very different just a few years earlier.
You know, when you get down to the Convention Center, and the whole city's deserted, you know, it's like post-apocalyptic world. And there was like hospital beds and wheelchairs and baby buggies. Everybody's had to abandon everything where everything was just abandoned. Like people lived on the side, like 30,000 people lived on the sidewalk for a week and then just disappeared, and everything was just there.
Since Katrina, the city of New Orleans has invested about $14 billion upgrading the levees, bringing in larger pump systems, installing a storm surge barrier. Do the citizens of New Orleans know about that?
It's a gigantic brick wall that's 25 feet high and 3 miles wide. And that wall was built where the storm surge comes into the city from the Gulf of Mexico. And it's designed to spread out the surge and protect the city. The test for that was Hurricane Isaac. Isaac brought a lot of high tides, and of course we were protected by that storm surge and the gigantic walls that are now surrounding the city.
Well, all right. But New Orleans has a very complex system of canals and levees and pump systems. Are all those intricate details lost on the average citizen?
Our canal structure used to have a central pumping station that would pump out the city to the lake. Now we've kind of excluded that, and we still use that middle pump, but what we do is we have pumps at the lake now. So it pumps out the city to the central pump, down these canals, where we now have gates at the lake where we shut these gates. We shut the intercoastal, we shut the industrial canal, we shut the London, all these canals that broke during Katrina. Understanding, how the water builds up and everything's a big part of understanding why the levees did break in the city. I grew up in a junkyard, and you don't need a degree to know that the world is ever changing. I grew up with my dad teaching me always that it can be fixed or it can be made better.
So perhaps some of the engineers and scientists and technologists in the convention center might want to get out and talk to the people in the city around them at their next water conference.
Why would you try to save a city that's just going to happen to again? And I'm sitting there in avalanche country going, because it's important. Have you ever been there? It smells awful, but it's a good city.
Reporting for Water Citizen News, this is Dr. Kat Schreier.